Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is HD, classic intro for you guys because a lot of people have been asking me to bring it back, so there it is. And it's time for game number 2 between Quantic IM's.NestEa. Damn, I keep saying that because his name has not officially changed yet, so I do apologize guys. IM.NestEa versus Quantic.Naniwa. But of course, at the time this game was played, it was QIM and it was complexity, so that's pretty important for you guys, I guess, to know the current times and the past times. Now, this is going to be game 2, following up game number 1, which featured NestEa going for a really strong 6 roach play, I think it was. It wasn't actually 7 roaches, just a little bit of a modification, but he went for 6 roaches, a little bit of a zergling pressure. He did quite a bit of damage at the front door, but nothing Naniwa couldn't recover from. I think Naniwa was sitting pretty after that. He didn't lose too many workers, considering, you know, the actual damage that could have came out if Naniwa hadn't reacted as quickly and as positively as he did. But then Naniwa just kind of came in with this huge gateway push off of 6 gates with +1 weapons. And, you know, I thought NestEa was prepared for it with the crawlers that he had at his natural. Unfortunately, it didn't pan out that way. And I guess going for Mutas in that situation, if you're facing off against that many stalkers and, of course, sentries with Guardian Shield, it just doesn't work out too well for him. So NestEa dropped the first game against Naniwa, and it's time for game number 2. We already have the scouting probe moving out across the map for our Protoss player. It's searching the bottom right and the bottom left expansions right now, but nothing to be seen there, so he will get the late scout on the Zerg. Also, NestEa kind of going out with the later scout as well because he sent his Overlord down to the bottom left, so both players are going to get a bit of a delayed scout here. And Naniwa looks like he is gearing up for... Oh, he's going for the Nexus first. He is going up for the Nexus first. Pretty risky here from Naniwa, especially once he finds out that the Zerg isn't too far away for him. In fact, he already knows that, obviously, because he scouted the bottom right and the bottom left already. So, NestEa does have a... Whoa! That's a fast spawning pool. That's a very fast spawning pool. And that's some, of course, if you got a fast spawning pool, you got some fast Zerglings. Naniwa's gonna have to patch up this front wall right now, and NestEa, if he's smart, and I know he is, he's gonna use this drone to block the front door. He's gonna prevent the buildings from going down, which will effectively seal off his Zerglings. So he's gonna use his drones as much as he can right now. That drone is under attack. Naniwa knows he's gotta weaken the drone first, and NestEa, is he not controlling the drone? Run! It's at 5! Oh! It recovered 1 HP just in time, and the Zerglings come in now, so it doesn't even matter that the drone dies. The Zerglings are now in the front door, a huge breach at the front, and this is why going for that, I think it was a 17 Nexus. Oh, he just cancels it. That's why going for the Nexus first is so risky. If a Zerg goes for anything short of a 14 pull, you're in trouble. And Naniwa returning the cheese. Naniwa's returning with a photon cannon cheese rush. He is going to try to cheese his opponent, and NestEa's killing off workers right now. This game is insane. NestEa gets 5 worker kills, 7 worker kills. It's about to be 8 worker kills if that probe goes down. Meanwhile, drones are trying to fight off the photon cannons. The drones get a surround on the photon cannons, and Naniwa unable to get the cannons up at the front of NestEa's base. And now NestEa is running amok. It looks like no, the Zerglings were dealt with. It looks like Naniwa threw a cannon up in his mineral line. That cannon has 3 kills. NestEa was not paying attention, it looked like, to his Zerglings, and he ended up losing his Zerglings. So a mistake right there, because NestEa could have kept the Zerglings to harass the front right here, the forge, the potential expansion for a very long time, but unfortunately it didn't go down that way. And it looks like now Naniwa is going to start to seal off this front door against the aggressiveness of NestEa. NestEa is going to try to bust those 3 Zerglings in there first, so before that photon cannon comes up, I think the cannon is... Oh, those Zerglings are actually going to make it in there before the cannon finishes, it looks like. And unless Naniwa pulls the probes off, he will not pull probes. And now NestEa gets replacement 3 Zerglings in there to replace the original 3 that died to that photon cannon. So he can harass this Nexus from going up for a considerable amount of time until Naniwa gets a gateway. That's essentially what these 3 Zerglings force. It forces Naniwa's hand into getting a gateway first to get a Zealot to protect the Nexus so that it doesn't obviously go down to the 3 Zerglings. So really smart play by NestEa right here. The probe is trying to draw the Zerglings off sides right now into the range of that photon cannon, but NestEa's all over that. He is on hold position right now, it looks like, as you guys can see highlighted on those 3 Zerglings. So they will not move or deviate from this location until something forces their hand, until like a Zealot comes. And I'm surprised Naniwa hasn't thrown out a gateway yet. Oh yeah, of course, he's got a gateway back here. So there's a Zealot finally making its way out, really delaying that Nexus by a huge amount of time. And now that the Zealot is out, NestEa will have to, I guess, concede the Nexus and move around and maybe get a scout or try to do something fancy with these 3 Zerglings. Try to keep them alive for as long as possible, it looks like. And I like that. Leaving 1 Zergling to the bottom right and letting these 2 Zerglings kind of be the bait. And then he'll have this Zergling as a delayed scout, assuming Naniwa was not paying attention. And looks like Naniwa's already over that. He will send the Zealot down to the bottom right. He knows that there was 3, and where's the other one? It has to be hiding down there. So he gets the scout out off on that Zergling. And it looks like we actually have a bit of a reset now, it seems like, in terms of the game. With in the beginning, we had NestEa opening up with a very aggressive 10 pull, it looked like. Naniwa opening up with the super bold and a courageous 17 Nexus. And unfortunately for him, it was shut down. But he did, I think, kill off a couple of drones on his own. Nope. He only killed off 1 drone on his own accord. So nothing too major. And definitely, with Naniwa resetting right now, he is behind, but he can definitely recover, I think. He didn't lose as many workers as I thought he would. Well, actually, 8 workers is quite a bit. I suppose Naniwa is pretty far behind right now. He did take some serious damage. Now, the Zerglings are pushing out into the middle of the field. They will deflect that Zealot. That Zealot is at 10 HP, 5 HP, 2 HP, and it will drop to the Zerglings. And Naniwa, sensing that he is behind here, has decided to go ahead and opt for the double Stargate play. And he has hidden them in the back of his base, so those will not be scouted. There's no Overlord in range to see that. And if NestEa is not prepared for double Stargate, he could take a lot of damage. There are 2 Evo Chamber. Yes, there's 1 Evo Chamber, excuse me, going down right there. And a Roach Warren. So NestEa trying to go into more standard, Roach Ling build, it looks like. But he's going to want to try to get some maybe Infestors out pretty soon here when that layer finishes, or just get some Spore Crawlers as a basic level of defense against the double Stargate. And we'll have to see if this double Stargate play is going to pay dividends for Naniwa or not. Obviously, he's behind in workers right now, 33 under 54. The Nexus was considerably late. NestEa now grabbing the 3rd hatchery. I don't know what he's doing with these Zerglings down here in the bottom left-hand corner. I have no idea why these guys are parked over here. It must be free parking in the bottom left of Tal Rim today. But Naniwa is about to get those 2 Stargates out. In fact, they're pumping off the Void Rays right now. No +1 weapons on the Cyber Core. In fact, where is that core? There it is. So no +1 weapons, no upgrades right there. Just going to get a bunch of Void Rays here. And I'm very, very surprised that NestEa has no air defenses coming up. Not a single Spore Crawler at this point. He knows he's ahead, and he doesn't sense the double Stargate play coming from his opponent. I guess he just assumes that Naniwa's going to stick to the ground, and that could end up hurting him. In fact, oh no, Naniwa... NestEa going for 5 Roaches, and he's going for Burrow and Glial Reconstitution. Now, don't get me wrong, Roaches can be pretty effective against Stargate play if you get the Roaches in there as the air units are not that large yet. But this late already, with so many Void Rays and the Phoenixes already out, the Roaches are not going to work. And in fact, look at what NestEa did. He canceled his Roaches in production, it looked like, and now he's got a Hydra Den and a bunch of Spore Crawlers coming up. He either canceled the Roaches or he let the Roaches come out. Not too sure. But he did get his anti-air up on the way right now. Will he be able to defend this? Naniwa has a big onus right now. He's got to kill off a lot of units to justify the means, the ends of this airplay. And will he be able to do it? He kills off 2 Queens, not bad. He might be able to get the Evo Chamber with +1 missile. NestEa going to go for the counter here, realizing, hey, these ground units are not worth my time at the front. So I'll go ahead and attack with them. And now the Hydra Den is being focused down. Oh my god, NestEa loses his Hydraless Den, and Naniwa with a big pick right there, but not before NestEa gets 7 Hydras off on his hatcheries, and those 7 Hydras may be able to defend the airplay. Meanwhile, at the front door, it looks like NestEa gonna go for the bus, kills off the Photon Cannon. Naniwa not prepared for this. I'm so surprised he didn't build additional cannons. You've got to build more cannons if you go for double Stargate. Now he's using his Graviton Beams, but Phoenix not that effective against Roaches. It will take some time to take them down, and now he's got to really ration the use of those Graviton Beams. It looks like he's gonna pick up some more. The front is being breached though. Oh my god, emergency layer of wall going on right now for Naniwa as he builds more pylons. An unbelievable hold by Naniwa. That was a serious hold right there. And it looks like he is going to kill off the rest of these Zerglings as he uses his more agile and mobile Phoenix to go on the offensive once again. But He did take some delays at his front door. He did lose the cybernetics core and a couple of gateways. That can't be good. Oh, Naniwa just lost a Phoenix there, it looks like, to those Hydralisks. Those 7 or so Hydras, and 13 more on the way. My goodness, that's a lot of Hydras about to pop out for NestEa. And you know what, guys? If those 20 or so Hydras decide, hey, we want to go ahead and march over to Naniwa's side of the map, even without speed. In fact, that's exactly what he's doing. Even without speed, they're slow as snails. Slow. I still think those Hydras could do some considerable work. In fact, NestEa could actually end the game with these Hydralisks. Depending on how Naniwa plays this out, he's got a ton of Phoenix here. He's gonna have to Graviton Beam and do it very quickly. And here he goes, he's gonna go for some of those Hydras, but not Gravitoning quick enough. Some of the Hydras taking out the Phoenix. No, he gets more Hydras off, and he's lifting off the majority of the Hydras here, and it looks like the Phoenix starting to run low on energy. They gotta pick off the rest of those Hydras. They are gonna kill off the rest of the Hydras. Unbelievable play by Naniwa. But now, does he have enough to deal with the Zerglings? Those Speedlings are trying to rush their way in. There are some Zealots at the front door. The Zealots quickly sealing off the hole that was created by the opening void from the gateway going down. And now the Zealots in the front trying to deal with the Zerglings. It looks like some Hydra is popping off the Phoenix as well. Naniwa's gonna have to pull those Phoenix back. He's gonna need those energy, the energy to build up to deal with more large numbers of Hydralisks. And oh no, a leak right there, but he force fields once again. This is a very tense moment in this game. And another leak, somehow the Zerglings going on a Jenny Craig diet, finding their way to sneak their way in between a gateway and a force field, are getting in amongst the mineral line, and the breach has occurred. There is a breach at the front door, sir, and it looks like Naniwa has to pull all of his probes away to the main. He is under attack. Your base is under attack. Your base is under attack. That's all that Naniwa hears now, and it looks like his Nexus is most likely going to go down unless if these Zerglings from NestEa could figure out what they want to attack. It looks like they want to go for sentries and zealots first. Okay, that's not too bad of a decision. I definitely think he could pick off the Nexus here if he wanted to. A ton of Zealots warping in, though. Could Naniwa make the hold happen? More units continuing to flood in from NestEa. NestEa is unrelenting, he's unmerciful, and unforgiving. He is going to try to break down the front door, and I think he's going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. The Zerglings are going to break the Zealots. The Zealots take 3 hits to kill Zerglings because they don't have +1 weapons yet. And Naniwa on the back foot. Can he make the hold of a lifetime? This is unbelievable. This is unreal if he holds here. He does hold. Oh my god, he makes the hold. But, ladies and gentlemen, NestEa is on 80 workers. He's about to get another expansion, and he is making a ton of units with Corruptors. So those Phoenixes, suddenly, their effectiveness goes to zilch. And this could be the ending push right here. I don't see Naniwa holding this off. That was an incredible play by NestEa, and an almost nearly incredible hold by Naniwa. But it just wasn't enough. The Corruptors now spewing their bile on the sentries below. And there's a GG from Naniwa. Damn, that was a really, really close one. And now the series is tied up 1-1. So we are going to go to a final match between these two players. It even had a queen coming off here just to you know, lend her assistance a little bit. My tentacles can reach anything in the air. So, nice plays by NestEa. Love it. And I think he did a great job there, just being aggressive, keeping his foot on the pedal, and then just backing off for a second, macroing, and then boom, final wave. And that was enough to kind of seal the deal. So, good hold by Naniwa. Almost a good hold by Naniwa. But yeah, great game there, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed that broadcast. And if you guys did, make sure to check me out on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter at HD Starcraft. We're going to have Game 3 coming up after this, so stay tuned. This is HD, signing out.